This is Letter to Sons. I'm Doug Keating. I'm identifying the best 3 albums by my top 50 favorite rock bands of all time. Today, number 10, the Godfathers of Punk, the Ramones. Here are the criteria for the list. First, greatest hits albums are not allowed. Second, no live albums. I will note, I saw the Ramones twice live in concert, unlike any other band I've ever seen. And last, I will include an honorable mention or 2 for the top 25 bands. And we're in the top 10, so expect to see multiple honorable mentions. Let's take a look at what artificial intelligence has to say about this list. According to ChatGPT, here are the top 5 Ramones albums. Good list here, mostly from their early years. I will say they've included all the right albums, just in the wrong order. Let's take a peek at some Spotify data. According to that streaming platform, here are the top 5 most popular albums by the Ramones. Once again, pretty good list. I will note one problem though. Look, the same album shows up twice. That just has to do with how the Spotify algorithm works based on song popularity more so than the actual album itself. The third best album by the Ramones is called Leave Home. It is their second album, and boy, do you get a lot of bang for the buck. 14 songs, about 32 minutes, includes Gimme Gimme Shock Treatment, as well as fan favorite Pinhead. The second best album by the Ramones is their debut. This album shook the world when it dropped. The boys were in New York, they were sick of the music scene, they said, let's keep it simple, leather jackets, jeans, short songs. I own this one on vinyl. This is the album that inspired a punk rock revolution. It opens up with Blitzkrieg Pop that most people have heard, and it just goes from there. Clocking in at under 30 minutes, I would consider this a classic punk rock record that started it all. Here are the honorable mention albums for the Ramones. I selected 2, particularly because both these albums, the band evolved their sound. The first is Road to Ruin, where they introduced a little bit more pop sound to the band. I own it on vinyl. It includes their well-known song, I Want to Be Sedated. The other is Too Tough to Die. Mid-80s, the band really tried to change it up, brought in a new producer. Some people hated the new sound. I actually thought this was a good record. Saw them on tour for this concert, and man, did they put on a show. If you haven't listened to this album, listen to it. It's definitely different than early Ramones. The best album by the Ramones is called Rocket to Russia. I picked it over the debut because the songs are better on this one. I own it on vinyl, and man, it includes some killer songs. Cretin Hop, Rockaway Beach, Sheen is a Punk Rocker, We're a Happy Family, Teenage Lobotomy. And let's face it, Rocket to Russia just sounds like a good idea given the current state of the world. I really feel like the band peaked when they released this record.